Here at the parking lot with the sheds, this is an early morning view, which shows the different values on the side of those buildings because of the lighting. The one I took a sketch of was when the sun was getting up. This is just before the sun rises, and the side of the buildings are different. There's a lighting from an overhead parking lot light film, so I can take a look at it. And let me zoom in. Those buildings right there. Nice shot there. And come down, and there's my final sketch. Got the perspectives, the sizes, the angles of the roof, and basically what I see is what I drew. Hey, first one here, the middle building here, I'm going to put some yellow ochre out here, and just capture some of the color here. And the one next to it is a dark red, so I'm using Lutheran Crimson, which is a nice dark colorful red, and I'm going to capture the essence of that. This one on the left over here has got more of a brownish layer, or brownish shingles on the top, so I'll lay that in. And the middle building has a very dark roof, so I'm using the royal blue, which is my darkest blue I have. I'm using two brushes. I'm using a flat brush, and here I'm using a round brush with a different color paint on it, so I don't have to worry about cleaning the brush out too often. Keeping two brushes loaded with different paints. And here I'm just capturing the shape here of the rooftop, trying to save some of that white trim, which is, to me, sets off the buildings a little bit. Get a nice edge there. And this last building on the right also has a dark roof. And I can mix almost any dark color is fine. I can mix the blue in with the quinacridone violet. I can mix green in there. I can mix brown in with the blue. So just as long as it's a dark color, because it's all partially in shadow with the light. And the light's coming up now, but I captured the colors when I first came and took the photograph. Now I'm going to add the dark sides. Now it's lighter, but when I first came here, this was dark, so I'm going to paint it the way I saw it when I first came. This was in shadow because the light wasn't up yet. And the middle building, it was also in shadow, so I mixed a little bit of brown in with the blue to give me a real dark color, because this was also in shadow. That brown mixed in with the darker blue gives me a darker brown, also, which is the dark value of that yellow building. It captures that color, or that value. It really is no color, not much color there because it was so dark, but it gives me the value. It makes it stand out against the whites. And this last building was green, but it was also very dark. So again, using the blue with a little bit with a touch of green with the blue, it was still a dark color because it was still in shadow. And what I mean by shadow means the light, the sun had not come up yet. It pretty well captures the colors as I saw them when I came here. Again, Impressionistic, just capturing the colors there and blocking them in quickly and just with simple brush strokes. Now the background, very simply, it was a very pale. The sun was starting to come up, so it had a little color. I saw some gray and a little pinkish color from the sun, but it was very light. And from the video in the beginning, you can tell it was just starting to come up. So I'm just trying to capture some of that color. In the background, again, just blocking in some of the color. And I may put a few of those, when this dries, I'll put in a few of those trees back there to give some interest. But right now I'm just blocking in some of that color I saw this morning from the sunrise. Very early morning light lighting up the sky, but still dark enough to give lots of shadows. Because my paper's at a steep angle, I'm drying off my brush and picking up some of this paint that drips down. And again, just controlling the flow of water. That's really the part of watercolor that's so interesting, is the flow of water. That gives a nice simple background. Now the foreground, this is really asphalt, a light gray. Of course, with the light shining on, from the lamps from the parking lot, just gives it a darker value, but I'll keep it light. Just to finish this off, that gray here in the foreground, to finish off all the whites. And once it dries, I can come back in here and do a little more touch up. But right there, that basically blocks in all the color of white paper, and leaves the white paper showing a little bit. I can go back and do a little touch up. But that completes my fun painting this morning. Final painting. It's drying out real good, and it turned out to be impressionistic capturing of the shapes, the colors, and the mood. There was early morning, which I'll modify with some trees in the background, but this is a good starting point right here. Impressionistic style, capturing a scene of simple shapes and colors.